Hi everyone! If you're into film photography like me, maybe a film scanner is gonna be useful, but these dedicated film scanners are very expensive. Me personally, I use a flatbed scanner with a negative adapter, the Epson V600. It's an old model. I've been using it for ages, and all the pictures you saw on my channel were scanned by this. But from time to time you see these popping up in stores. These are dedicated film and slide scanners, and well, I'm gonna review one of these and tell you if they are worth your time or just, well, gimmicks. So, what's inside? I'm not gonna take it apart. On the bottom part of it is an LED panel, a light source, and on top of it is a digital camera. That's it. It takes a picture of your negative and with some software it processes it from negative to positive, black and white colors, etc. This is a very simple device when you think about it. They are sold for around 50 bucks, which is not a lot, and therefore it explains how simple they are. But what's in the box? Along with this film scanner, you also get these two film holders. One is for slides, color or black and white, and for 35mm film. Pretty easy. It opens up like this and it's closed by magnets. Very good attention to details. This is the cleaning tool they provided with to clean up the LED flat panels so you don't get dust on your negatives and so on. On the top of the machine you have this OK button, this power button, the orange one, these two navigational buttons, flip and mirror, more on that later. And on the front of it you've got this screen that shows you the preview of the image before you scan it or take a picture of it. This is not really a scanner, it's more likely a camera with some kind of contraption. Just like these things they sell today that helps you to scan your negatives with your phone. But this is a dedicated machine and it's well, usually cheaper. But a simple machine doesn't mean it's simple to use. Yes, it is simple. Only a few buttons. It looks simple, but it's not. The menu is really not comprehensible. I mean, you only have these icons. One of these is for taking the shot. The other one allows you to select if it's color, black and white, or slide, so negative or positive. And some settings that, well, don't allow you to do much about it. On the back of the scanner you have the USB power plug. Everything is powered by USB these days, so it's not surprising. And a TV out to plug it in on your TV using this composite cable. On the top you have this SD card reader or SD card slot. I'm using an SD card right now. It's a 2 GB I'm using, but I tried it with a 16 gig, so I think this machine is compatible up to 32 gigs with, I mean, SDHC kind of norms. Once you get all the buttons and the menus, it's really easy to use. You simply put your negative into the negative holder, just like that, close it up, insert it to the slot, and there you go. On the screen you get a preview of your negative. Press the OK button once, wait for it, it's gonna display you this, press it again to save, and there you go. It's saved onto the memory card. Even though the manual only states that it uses 35mm film, what about 126 films like this? Well, there's no perforations, but it fits, and this is what you will get. Yes, that's me as a baby. Another picture is my uncle Richard, who was a professional photographer back in the day. You can also use this with APS film. Well, APS films, once it was processed, they would give you the canister with the film inside. No way to get access to the film. But if you break up the canister and get your negatives, you can simply insert it through the slot and it works just fine. I mean, if you have a lot of APS film with family pictures you want to see again and you don't have a dedicated scanner, this might be a solution. I know it's kind of fiddling around, but yeah, it works. So what's not to like about that? So now that we talked about how to use the scanner, let's look at the images on the memory card, well, right now on the computer. You'll get all the files recorded onto the DVCam folder. What's that? I don't know. Talking about image quality, this is an image I scanned with my Epson scanner, and this is the same negative scanned with the solid film scanner. As you can see, it looks sharp, but if you zoom in at 100%, that's not really that good. It's good for display purposes, for social media, or to create your own website, if you're still doing that in 2023. But if you want to use this to scan and print onto larger sizes, well, I don't think this will be good enough. Color negative always give you this blue cast on the images, not something that couldn't be addressed in post-production, but once again, low quality JPEGs, high compression, do not expect to do much about that. Plus, the resolution is only around 4 megapixels, so that's not a big file. If you want to print, let's say, 13 by 19 inches, I don't think this is going to be good enough. Surprisingly enough, this scanner works just fine with underexposed negatives. If your negative is overexposed, well, you're gonna get some very contrasty images. But if you're using expired black and white film like this one, it's a Tura 400 ISO expired in 1999, you can see that it's pretty much hopeless. This was an overexposed image. It was a camera I was testing, and well, the light meter was off, and it's basically hopeless. But just look at what I was able to get with the Epson scanner compared to what the Solid was able to pull out. I mean, it's barely usable. Yes, you can see the image, but look at how it compares to a cheap entry-level and older scanner. There's no comparison, honestly. So, what are my final thoughts on this type of scanner? It's a Solid, but you can find them in various brands depending on the country you're in. Brand new, they sell for around 50 bucks. I paid like 15 at the thrift store to test it on this channel. Am I gonna keep it? Yes, I might, because it's kind of useful for APS film and some time of application. It's really fast, way faster than a flatbed scanner. The quality is good enough if you want just for display purposes. For larger prints, I would go with something a little bit more qualitative. It is not useless, but it's not that useful. I mean, take my opinion with a grain of salt. If you want just to see old negatives and old slides, family pictures, and just want to be able to see them again, this is perfect, and it's affordable. You don't want to spend thousands or hundreds on a flatbed scanner for just one time. But if you're serious about film photography, well, this is not something I would recommend. Let's be honest. But anyways, that's all I've got for you today. As always, thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Leave a like and a comment and a subscribe and yada yada. You know the gist. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.